Welcome back to the channel, folks. We appreciate you for being here to check out this video. You clicked on this video because you wanted the update on Dish and what's going on with their wireless service and all the drama that's going on with the FCC, Dish's spectrum, potential bankruptcy, an audit, stripping and prying away of spectrum from the FCC, and Brendan Carr, the FCC chair's probe, and all those things. So I got an update for you guys here, and actually I posted this over on the X platform. I'll read for you from my timeline some of the things that I posted here. All right, so the first thing is, as an update, Brendan Carr, the FCC chair, is probing into Dish Wireless, Echostar, Boost Mobile's utilization of their spectrum assets, licenses, the bandwidth that we use when we transmit data from our phones to cell towers. And the concept is that Dish was supposed to build the fourth wireless network, mobile network, to replace Sprint, and they've had requirements and dates in which they've had to reach certain milestones for their network build, like how many pops covered in the US they have to reach with their 5G network and other things. So the current FCC chair, Brendan Carr, is probing into them whether or not they've reached those goals. And in his quote-unquote probe, he's decided to wage war against Charlie Ergen, the president of Echostar, Dish Wireless, and Boost Mobile. Now, for what it's worth, Charlie Ergen is not a nice guy. He's not a good guy. It's none of those types of situations. Nobody feels bad for him. But the fact that he's become a target, almost political in a way, from the FCC chair, kind of seems like it's a little bit, I don't know, misguided, aggressive. It doesn't seem like the proper way of doing things, considering he's made deals with the previous administration on the build out and received extensions in which he reached the goals, that even with the modifications, he's been able to do that. But Brendan Carr actually refused to meet with Charlie Ergen. Charlie Ergen ended up skipping a bond payment for the spectrum. And then, obviously, we started hearing the rumblings about a Dish Wireless Echostar Boost Mobile bankruptcy potential, right? Well, President Trump had to intervene. He literally called in Charlie Ergen. He met with Charlie Ergen on this issue and forced a meeting, actually called in Brendan Carr to meet with Charlie Ergen because Carr refused to meet with Ergen previously. Trump basically said, you need to make a deal right now. We're not going to have American companies going out of business on my watch. Obviously, Ergen, bankruptcy and all that stuff has been floating around. Trump, for what it's worth, has really been focused on the optics, right? He wants to make the economy look strong. He doesn't want American businesses, going under and those kind of things. There's a lot of optics to this. It's a lot of perception. It's a lot of window dressing. It's a lot of that stuff, right? Pandering to the whoever has a vested interest in all of this stuff politically. And it's become pretty clear that Carr is in lock and step with Trump. They're closely connected, like jointed at the hip when it comes to these political things. Like you saw what happened with the DEI, and they still haven't approved the US cellular piece for T-Mobile, and they granted Verizon approval for Frontier as long as they got rid of DEI and all those things. But that's what this boiled down to. Brendan Carr and Charlie Ergen are not friends. Nobody's friends with Charlie Ergen. Hell, Trump is not friends with Charlie Ergen. Trump literally is doing this to just save an American company. That's what this boils down to. And now I think Ergen probably feels very protected and probably feels very safe, like he's got someone in his corner. And I think that's the wrong way to look at it, but, and Brendan Carr, because of his alliance and placement by Trump, he's going to have to do what Trump says. So he was forced to make a deal. So Dish, Echostar, Boost Mobile lives to see another day. They're probably going to be around for a long while, guys. Literally thrown, a parachute by the president. That's literally what this is. Crazy turn of events. Let's read what some of you had to say in response to the post over on X. Brandon said, love the drama, LOL. I'm sure you do, Brandon. Next, we have Ataj. This is Adam, said, what does this mean for Dish? They are still going to go bankrupt. The carriers get their hands on spectrum, or Dish lives to see another day. I think Dish lives to see another day, and I think it prolongs and at the very least delays any type of bankruptcy, right? They're going to modify and they're going to oblige to what they require to stay alive and all those kind of things. Borgranta says, and shout out to Donald, he said, EchoStar may also be able to acquire spectrum in exchange for the spectrum that Carr wants, possibly cash compensations as well. So that would be interesting because that would actually keep them alive longer, allows them to play with some of the frequencies, but that's very complicated, and I'm not sure how realistic it is. Manny says, right out of the Trump's playbook, read the art of the deal. Absolutely. So true. Oh, man, you guys are the best. Thanks for commenting there and replying, and thanks for checking out this video. Drop me some comments. Let me know what you guys think of the news and how things are playing out and how things will kind of move going forward into the future. Like, share, subscribe, drop me those comments. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.